and welcome to the second week of 109 Chemistry Lab. Today we're going to go over 3 simple pieces of glassware that you guys will be using today in the lab. We have a 50 ml graduated cylinder, a 50 milliliter burette, and then a 10 milliliter pipette. So the graduated cylinder is used if we want to get a rough estimation of how much liquid we're putting into the system. Burette is something that we use if we want to be very precise, but we don't know how much of a certain liquid we need to put into the system. And then a pipette is used if we know exactly how much liquid we need to put in the system. So this one measures 10 milliliters and 10 milliliters only. So we'd only use this if we knew that we were putting 10 milliliters into the system. So to use a burette, or to use a graduated cylinder, you get whatever liquid you need to measure out. So here we have water, and you simply pour it in. So you kind of get close to the amount of liquid that you need, and then you can come eye level with the meniscus. In this case I need to add a little bit more. So I have a dropper, and I can simply drop in some more of the water. So once I get the amount that I need, I can just read it off here. So again, the burette's a quick and easy measuring tool. It's not very precise. So if we want to be more precise in our measurement, we can use the burette. So when using the burette, you want to make sure that it's attached securely to the burette stand, that you have a funnel at the top so that way you can easily pour liquid into the burette, and that the stopcock is at the bottom is perpendicular to the burette. So once you've put some liquid into your burette, you want to go ahead and give it a few quick flicks of your finger. Be very gentle, you don't want to break the burette. But we do that so that way we can get any air bubbles that may have become entrained in the burette out. Because air bubbles will give us a misreading in the level of our burette. So in draining the burette, you want to make sure that the glassware is located directly under the tip of the burette, and that the tip of the burette sits slightly inside of the glassware. So when you want to go ahead and pour some liquid in, you can just turn it parallel and the burette will start to drain. When you want it to stop, you just turn it back to perpendicular. If you only need to add a couple drops of something, you can go ahead and give it a quick spin, and that will give you the option to add just a very small amount of liquid. So finally, we have the 10 milliliter pipette. This is often the piece of glassware that students struggle with the most. So I'm going to give you a few hints of how to use it. So at one end of the pipette is tapered. That's where the liquid is going to come in at. And at the other end, it's just kind of like an opening. So to use a pipette, you also need a bulb. You can squeeze the bulb. It's kind of like a stress ball. When using the bulb, you want to squeeze it and gently place it over the top of the pipette, and then place it in the liquid you want to suck up, and simply let go of some of the pressure on the bulb so we can expand it, and then get the liquid you want into the pipette. So after the liquid's traveled up the pipette a little bit, it reaches the 10 milliliter calibration line. You actually want to bring the liquid over that line. So if you can be very careful, you bring that liquid over the line, and then let go of the bulb and place your thumb from the hand holding the burette, not the burette, the pipette, over the top that the bulb was covering. So now my liquid line is just barely above my 10 milliliter line, and so to drop that down, so that way I can be on the 10 milliliter calibrated line, I simply relieve some of the pressure that my thumb is putting on the top of the pipette. So when I do that, the liquid level in the top stem here drops, and now I'm exactly on the 10 milliliter calibrated line. So now I can transfer this 10 ml aliquot, or 10 milliliter sample, into the desired container that I want to mix it with.